Okay, so for my portfolio, I would have students create a Weebly account or simply send in their information or body paragraphs through Weebly. Choose Weebly because it's very great for students to retrieve information that they might need, and because I'm very familiarized with it. So this would be my sample idea for the for student portfolio. So what I would have them do is create pieces and body parts of essays and turn them in and submit it through here. My intention with this is have students look back on their work and keep their work organized. As we can see, there is an essay tab, a resource tab, and a peer essay tab. Each one of them will be vital for their development. Starting with the first tab of my essays, we can have students write certain body parts of an essay. So on the first tab, we see a thesis statement. This is a thesis statement that I created in regards to the golden age of ancient Athens, but it can be any type of academic paper you want your students to write. So for this example, thesis statement that would be considered appropriate would be the one provided in this format, and I would have students do something similar to that. Another vital piece of an essay is having students retrieve sources that are academically appropriate and reliable sources. So some sources that I retrieved from Aristotle that can help them with their thesis, help support and corroborate their thesis. So as we can see there, I wrote 2 evidence body paragraphs for that can help my thesis. And finally, I have a conclusive paragraph that I will have students write throughout the semester and write actually all the body parts of an appropriate and academic research paper. This is what I would have students do throughout the whole semester, but it's just a way for them to keep it organized. If we go next to the resource tab, students are going to have a few resources that they can look into. So I have provided a link for them to how to write an argumentative essay if they're having problems, or if they're having any problems with certain types. And I know not everybody is, not all students are learn the same way. So I also included a YouTube video that shall allow them to learn how to properly write an argumentative essay. This will be great for those visual learners. I also included in my resources an APA formatting, as well as essential things. They can be very small, just like how writing a thesis or how to gather appropriate evidence. There's a lot of resources that students can have when writing their essays, and this is why Weebly is very important to keep all of this organized for my students and I. The last tab is peer essays. So here is where I would have students put in their proper essays. I think I would just have a model prior student work from prior years. So just as a sample idea, first have students to know what is expected, and I truly believe that having samples is a great way of allowing students to write a proper essay. In this case, they'll be able to download the file that I created for the appropriate research paper. So as it goes up, it's just going through everything, my thesis, my introductory paragraph, all my arguments and evidence. This was a longer research paper that I had to write, but what would be expected from them would just be simple 2 to 3 page research paper. That can be determined as I see fit for my students, but that is my sample idea. I know for me it was very tedious to organize my work because I did not have access to a private laptop or computer at home, and the only computers that I had access to were the school computers. And if I ever wanted to save information, it would have to be in a certain computer. There was no hard drive in my school. And that's why Weebly would be great, because they can access the information that they have written or their peers' information or certain resources through any computer or technology they have access to.